There's a war going on, the books can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam, it's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Sunday, July 6th, as we've got a great day of sports betting action on tap, including Major League Baseball, 3 games from the WNBA, as well as some NBA Summer League, the big USA-Mexico game tonight for the CONCACAF Gold Cup Championship. Stands out, one in the CFL. And what else can we find on our sports betting calendar? I'm, of course, watching tennis action right now from Wimbledon in the round of 16. Pavlyuchenkova and Kartal. We did see a retirement earlier, which was a little bit of a bummer, but our man Taylor Fritz advances. And we did see also catching off over the Magic Man this morning as a winner at Wimbledon, and 2 matches currently underway here, including Sierra and Sigmund. They can't get that one underway as there's a rain, but they're playing the match indoors here with Pavlyuchenkova and Kartal. All right, how'd you do last night with our great day of action, including the Major League Baseball and the WNBA? Let me say hello to some folks in the chat as we get the show started. Welcome to Two Tones, a new member here today. Cash Kane joins us here. Andrew K. Robert McCormick is here as well. And Jermaine, good morning. That's it for now. Hello to the guys here in the chat, part of the Orlando to part of the chat all-stars. We get the show started here and trying to charge things up here a little bit. What's going on? Oh boy. All right, let's recap and talk a little Major League Baseball from yesterday and see how we did with the picks. Felt like it was okay yesterday, but I want to know how you guys did. I had a winner with over at Tony's Picks with Tampa Bay and Minnesota, game total over to start our day, and actually had some other winners as well with the totals, right? St. Louis and Chicago, I guess it went over again, and well, when the total goes from basically 11 to 7.5 the next day, you know the wind has changed direction like it did today. But nonetheless, we did have the over as our sports money premium pick in the game between St. Louis and the Cubs yesterday. Also a winner here on the show with the Angels on the run line against Toronto yesterday north of the border. We had the Angels there. Lost the game 4-3. Toronto won it, but we had the Angels there on the run line. Also, Cincinnati had Philadelphia, had a sweep there with our sports money premium. Philadelphia got the winner there on the run line as our call yesterday in the 5-1 win. Suarez over Lodolo. We also had our winner here on the show with the under yesterday in that game. Also, a winner here on the show yesterday with the Boston Red Sox as they crushed Washington 10-3. Also a winner here on the show with Milwaukee and the Mets game to go under as the Mets get that. Milwaukee and Miami to go under 4-2. Miami got that win in an under. Yeah, the Mets game didn't go under, that's for sure. Also a winner here with our sports money premiums. Arizona was our pick there, 7-1, easily over Kansas City. And a winner on the show yesterday as well with Detroit and Cleveland. Winner there yesterday with the under in that one in Detroit's 1-0 win. I will say this, when the score is 1-0, we usually have the under in that game. Very rare in some of these 1-0 games that we had the over and missed it or something. It's just not the way it works with us for sure. Also have the premium pick winner in that game with the Detroit Tigers. Our sports money premium, they won the game 1-0. Also, Houston was our pick yesterday over the Dodgers with the win on the road, 6-4. Valdez over Ohtani there on Ohtani's birthday. And late night, we did have a winner, Pittsburgh and Seattle. Actually, the late night, I didn't have very many winners, quite frankly, but Pittsburgh and Seattle game total under. We might have had that one in a 1-0 win there. Wow, 2 1-0 games on the same card here. All right. In the WNBA yesterday, we did have the total winner there with LA and Indiana to go over. Did go pretty much well over in that one yesterday with the Sparks and the Fever. 89-87, the Sparks got the win on the road in a bit of an upset there yesterday. Indiana inconsistent without Clark for sure. So hopefully she'll return soon, and we'll see what happens. But Indiana's just a 500 team right now. Also, we had a winner over on my WNBA preview show with Golden State and Minnesota. Game to go under there, and it did. In Minnesota's 11-point win, they did get the number, but we did have the under there with our WNBA show. But the Golden State and Minnesota won it 82-71. All right, what other kind of winners were there out there yesterday that we were able to bring home? I don't know. Yesterday we had a couple premium winners in Major League Soccer over at Tony's Picks. I had Miami yesterday over Montreal in that 4-1 victory. Also had New York Red Bulls plus a half a goal against San Jose yesterday for a win there. But we also had a couple of premium pick winners as well yesterday in tennis, including Samsonova there. Jessica Buzas-Monero yesterday also was premium pick winner with my sports money premiums. You can get more picks from me every day by subscribing to my picks over at winnable.com. These are my sports money premium picks. I try to give you some great winners here on the show every day, but my best plays are really the ones over here at winnable.com/Ramon. And every day I do have a couple of packages of top level picks, and I send some free picks out as well. And you can subscribe to them there by going to winnable.com/Ramon. And for just $19.95 a month, actually it's less than that. It's about 50 cents a day when you use the promo code STEAM at checkout to save 20%. And that's how it works. And that's how you support me here on the channel by getting this extra content. These plays are usually sent out 30 to 60 minutes before game time with late breaking information, giving you the best chance to win against the current line. And also send out plays there in sports like tennis and soccer. So check me out over at winnable.com/Ramon. All right. Let's look at everything there. I think Tony Cobbs is here today as well. We got a nice card of baseball, and we'll get to it. here today. And hey, if there's anything I'm missing, let me know. We got some great matches today for sure. Okay, and I'm just about ready to go here with our coverage. This is going to be a good match. This Cartal versus Pavlyuchenkova. I do have a premium pick over there with over at Tony's Picks with Pavlyuchenkova right now. But man, they're going to be very close set, man. This one could end up going to a tiebreaker here in this first set. It feels like right now, but Pavlyuchenkova's trying to get this fifth game in. Hello to AOD here today as well. Wipe the sleep from my eyes here. Okay, let's go into the card today. Bo Jackson, hello in the chat. I think I'm ready to go on these lines. Here, some steam that came in just as we were getting on the air here. The Toronto Blue Jays did take some steam here at about $1.70 or so, just as we were coming on. You may have heard it in the background there. And right now, Toronto is up to here $1.90, even maybe $2 at some spots. A real big increase in the price here today between LA and Toronto. Big time steam on Toronto there. All right, first up, let's get into the action here today with the Baltimore Orioles taking on here the Atlanta Braves in this one. You got the Braves favored here, $1.50, and the total 9 under 20. Yeah, $1.50, I think. Was some widely reported steam that came in on the under in this game, but really isn't too far off from the opening number. Maybe it went down just a nickel. Still, with Rogers here going up in this one against Grant Holmes. Let's take a look. You got Rogers here right now coming in with a 2.05 ERA in 4 starts. Does look good. 0.86 whip, 165 batting average against, and a 200 BABIP. Real solid numbers here for Grant Holmes. He's 4-7 with a 3.47 ERA. Now, Holmes has gone under in 11 of his 16 results.
Final.
So far this season, he has a 1.2 whip and a 213 batting average against and a 267 BABIP. So good numbers for Holmes as well in this game. And I will mention this too. Eric Bacchus is the home plate umpire, and well, he's a pretty big home plate umpire to the under so far, at least this season, with 4 overs and 11 unders for Bacchus behind the plate. The Orioles did win the first 2 games so far of this series, right, here in Atlanta. So can the Orioles beat the Braves here again? Yesterday was a real bummer for Atlanta with Bummer on the mound going down. But let's see what you guys have here on Sunday. And I'll go to the chat in this one. Here we go.
Final.
Let you guys catch up a little bit. Not many picks yet from you guys. So maybe I can get some of the matchups in on here. Stop Geo. Hello. Nice to have you. Tony likes the under in this one, and I do too. I don't know if I need to go any further. Maybe I'll give out both sides in total. I mean, this is, after all, the Roku Sunday day of the game. It's about to start here in about 2 hours. So Tony goes under, but Lando says Baltimore on the money line and team total over in that one. And right now, Jermaine says Atlanta looking not great. Cash Game is on Atlanta. Andrew G is here this morning. For the Braves here right now, they've lost 5 of their last 6 games here at home. They've also lost 4 of their last 5 games against Baltimore. They've lost 7 of their last 10 games at home against the Orioles. right now. Baltimore comes in, having won 4 of their last 6 games overall. 9 of the last 13 meetings between the two teams have gone under, including also Baltimore's gone under in 15 of their last 20 games overall. Atlanta's gone under in 5 of their last 7 here at home. Law Dog says Atlanta on the money line. C. James is here as well. So, man, Baltimore, going for another win here over Atlanta. As Atlanta's having more struggles and doesn't ever feel like right now Atlanta's going to turn this situation around, does it? All right, Baltimore on the run line is minus $1.50, so very comparable to that Atlanta money line right now at $1.50 as well as Baltimore. I'll just stick with the under here, and this one is my play on the morning steam show. I like the under.
Final.
And next up, the Reds are going to take on the Phillies today with Chase Burns here on the mound. And that one, look, we'll see right now what happens with Burns here. He got hit hard against the Red Sox, remember, on the last Monday. And, on the road, I'm sure it's a little bit more difficult for the youngster here as he's being kind of fed along. Maybe he can bounce back here, but is going up against this Phillies lineup here, which, you see it right there. The Phillies are 225 or maybe even higher against this touted rookie after, let's face it, he got shelled and couldn't even get out of the first inning. So we saw him go from one extreme in one of the best performances by a rookie ever to start a game with those 5 consecutive strikeouts in his career debut, only to get rocked in the first inning in his next start and couldn't even get out of the inning there. So let's see here what you think in this one with Burns here going up against Wheeler. Burns basically has a 13.5 ERA because of getting rocked there in that last game, and Cartal there he takes the lead in this match. Wheeler 8-3 with a 2.27 ERA. We know how strong he is. 0.9 WHIP, 188 batting average against, and a 259 BABIP. Now, I look. The Red Sox lineup is not better than the Phillies lineup. We know that. Maybe the matchups were just better, or maybe the matchups were good, I should say. What is the bizarre situation here with did Pavlyuchenkova have a little episode here right now? What just happened, you guys? There's obviously some kind of issue here with her. We're on the changeover, but did you guys see what happened here? I know people are checking it out here, and she just got robbed there on that. Total robbery. What happened there? And she said to the referee, you just stole that game. The ball was out. Clearly out. The electronic device missed it badly there. Okay, I'm watching it. If you're watching it as well, I thought she was totally going to win that game. How did she lose that game? How did they rule that ball out? That's what I'm wondering. All right, I got to get back to the show, but man, she got ripped off there, and now Cartal is kind of serving for the set here. They should have a challenge system or something with video review too. Boy, Pavlyuchenkova does grab a couple of the games there. Okay, here we go. Let's go to chat, I really haven't broken down this one too far, but look, I think the situation is what it is. You got Philadelphia here, like I said, a 235 favorite, and the total here is 8.5 over 20. For sure. Hello to Bill Siegfried there in the chat. Hello. And Terrell had the nice game there with the WNBA. He says the Sparks, how bad are they? I don't know. They just won yesterday against the Indiana Fever on the road. It was a pretty good win for the Sparks. Phillies here on the spread for Cash Kane, it looks like. Tony Cobb says Philadelphia first 5 and money line, full game. Cash Kane is on the Phillies first 5 here. Lando, alternate first 5 under 3.5, but a little bit of big plus money there. Jeff Matthews says Wheeler here. Over 1.5 runs allowed today. Robert McCormick is on the Phillies. Tony Cobb says Yurfie here in this one. And everyone, you guys are, I see the tennis reactions there right now. I needed to see the replay. I was doing the show. NYC Bar says good morning and likes the Phillies here. And C. James says the Guardians can't hit. They especially cannot hit left-handers, I think, right? That's what they tell me anyway. All right, and this one, right now, until we see, look, Burns shaky in that last game. Now, there was a lot of hype surrounding the game. He obviously was not prepared there for what was going on, in that game, right? And got blown out. So, can he tone it down here? Can he have a stronger outing against Philadelphia and keep his team in the game here as a huge underdog today? Well, I got to try Philadelphia here at this point with that. Let's see if Burns can get it going here today. I will take Philadelphia on the run line and figure Burns is still, maybe he has been rushed to the major leagues a little bit, and maybe at home he'll be a lot more comfortable once he's settled in a little bit. But right now it just does not feel that way, and I'm going to go ahead and take the Phillies here. All right. And the Yari and Nori match is just getting underway as well here. Now Cartal's serving for the set, and boy, this feels dirty, doesn't it, if she wins this one? Man, I'm going to be ended up on the short side here, getting jobbed a little bit. All right, next up. Yeah, the Red Sox are on the road here against Ogasawara of the Nationals. Now, Ogasawara has, he has been in the minor leagues right now. He came over from Japan, but didn't quite make the major league club out of spring training. Now, he had been hurt prior to this season, so he was actually just kind of getting back maybe into form a little bit, and he had some solid numbers for sure. A good number, decent numbers anyway, in the minors so far this season. There for Crochet, we know he's got real outstanding numbers. He's 8-4 with a 2.34 ERA, 1.0 WHIP, 208 batting average against. Crochet is striking out 31% of the batters so far this season, and having an incredible run here right now. Great run right now for Crochet. And appropriately, Pavlyuchenkova has won the game, so no skin lost other than maybe a little bit of extra fatigue, but appropriately gets to that game, so can't really whine about it too much. All right, let's maybe get into the matchup, though, with Crochet here against Shinosuke Ogasawara. For the Red Sox here, they come in having won 4 of their last 5 games overall, although they've lost 5 of their last 7 games on the road. Boston's won 9 of the last 11 games here in Washington and 4 of the last 5 overall against the Nationals. For the Nationals here, they still have lost 18 of their last 25 games, including 11 of their last 14 games at home. But you do have a pretty huge number here with, not an untested commodity. This guy, was over in Japan, league, but makes his major league debut here today. So you have to consider that. And we'll see what you guys have in the chat here. All right. Billy says Detroit or Houston in the American League. He's not giving, he says Yankees, toast. Yeah, I mean, those are 2 solid options there for sure. It's basically saying the American League East team, Yankees, Toronto, and the Tampa Bay Rays. He prefers Detroit and Houston. All right, NYC Bar, though, likes Boston today, of course, on the money line. Law Dog likes the Red Sox on the run line. Cash Kane says Red Sox first 5 here. And let's see here. Tony says Red Sox and Nationals over at 8.5. Do I have the right total? Let me make sure I got. Yeah, let me make sure. I'm. That it's just a typo there, you guys. I'm sorry about that. The line is not even correct at all there. I just had a bad line in there, and you know what it was is Osagawa. I don't think there was a line when I was entering the lines in. We know it's Crochet, massive favorite here. We'll call it 270, I guess, right now. And the total here is 8/20. So you were right on that one. You got the bet, you got that good line for sure. That was just an error on my part with the graphic. So Tony said, I put that in yesterday, that over. In fact, with all due respect to one of my best new posters recently, Tony could have got a little better line here this morning. Lando leaning to the over, and C. James says it went down to 8. Yeah, I see it there actually. In fact, I should actually, 8/20. And they do seem to own this series a little bit. So Pavlich and Kova got that 6-5 lead. Gartal on serve, though. Probably go to a tie break. We'll see here. Red Sox game will go under, says Law Dog. And Billy says, though, I think Billy would renege a little bit after I talked about those other teams. Yankees just don't have it. Toronto playing well, and Tampa probably just not enough in the end, right, for Tampa. But they seem to do it with a little magic, though, as well. But you got to, Toronto, give them a lot of credit. Okay, I'll make my call here in the game between Boston and Washington today. I'm going to take Boston here on the run line today. Look, we'll see. But Crochet is just pitching so well right now. I think I just want to take Boston here. And Robert likes the under in this one. All right, we're going along here on a Sunday, and
Critical notice.
I gotta catch my breath here. The old man tried to eat a whole New York pizza there yesterday, and now I'm a little stuffed. Can't even hardly breathe. All right, here we go with the
Final.
the Angels taking on the Blue Jays here with Tyler Anderson going up against Kevin Gausman. And we've seen a big move here on Toronto today. Like I said, just when we were coming on the air. I guess I can call it $1.95 or so. I don't know if it's quite up to $2 anywhere yet, but seeing $1.96 at a lot of places, that's pretty much close. And the total here, 9.5 under at minus 115. There we go. There it is with the Angels and the Jays today. For Anderson, he comes in with a 2-5 record, 4.12 ERA. Anderson is 2-5. The Angels are 11-6 in his 17 starts. So Anderson keeps him in the game, never gets the lead early, never gets run support, and then the Angels come back to win his games after he's left the game and done a decent job, obviously, keeping him in there. I mean, they've lost 5 of them, but, practically won 2/3 of the games he started, even though Anderson has just 2 wins on the season. That's very interesting. Gausman comes in here 6-6 with a 4.18 ERA, 1.11 whip, 2.22 batting average against, 262 BABIP. And this is far more competitive, I would think, than it looks on paper here with the Angels and the Blue Jays today. Gausman's 11-5 to the over in his results of this season. You do have a Blue Jays team that's up over 10 units, almost 11 units this season, but the Angels are up over 7 units as well. They've been certainly profitable as well, and this is a good role for them. So this line just feels way too high. As solid as Gausman feels like can be here. Look, the Angels continue to fight their way here. They're not getting to the top here just yet against Houston. We know that, but they're also a 500 team. So they're doing an okay job here. They're also 500 on the road, which is a good sign too. So let's see, though, what you have here. I mean, Gausman, clearly statistically does feel like he is a better, of course, and he can be very, very solid. We know that. The Blue Jays have won 5 straight. We know they're on fire right now. They've also won 10 of the last 12 games against the Angels coming into this one, including 5 straight at home. For the Angels here, they've lost 4 of their last 6 games here on the road, and the Angels have also gone under in 4 of their last 5 games overall. Toronto's gone over in 15 of their last 21 games at home coming into this one. Let's see what you have here, though, today with Toronto and the Angels. I'll go to the chat here in this one. I want to check something here real quick. I don't know if you guys can get me off this probably Angels money line today, it feels like, because, man, that steam came in and Toronto's red hot. I know that. They are smashing, but okay, here we go. I think we're getting the plays in here right now. Thank you. Boy, a lot of contributions in this one.
Final.
I think Robert might be, let's see here. Did Ramon take the Phillies? Yeah, I had to take him on the run line there over the Reds. And the Truth says he's got Rublev plus games. Me too, Truth. Let's do it. I'm with you. Let's try to get that game spread against Alcaraz today. All right. Billy says he likes Toronto to make the playoffs. Here's Jay's run line for Law Dog. Lando's on the over. Tony says, I got to take a shot with LA here. NYC Bar, Toronto on the money line. Cash Kane says under here, but Tony's on the over. Bo's going to the game.
Final.
You know Bo's going to the game today, and a good one here on Sunday. and says he's ready to keep it going right now with this great winning streak for Toronto. Man, they're really rolling here. Who saw it coming? All right. Ron says he's got both pitchers under in their K prop. He also likes Toronto money line. And Law Dog's got a Nerfy here in this one. Bo says he thinks Gausman can get the K prop today. Lando's got Neto of the Angels for total bases over. And Ron G says he needs to use a sports book every day in Vegas. He doesn't want to go to the window. Now, they all have pretty okay apps for sure, but I do like, some of the books I would say have less options and maybe don't use as for example, the Stations Casino, they seem to have way more options in their betting menus here in Vegas than even though the Circa is widely revered, their menu is not as expansive as some of the other books. Same can be said for the South Point, but I do have all those apps here. All right, Pavlyuchenkova leading the tiebreak here. And she better get it because she, almost got jobbed there. Red Sox money line, Philadelphia, Blue Jays continue the winning streaks. I think there's what Nine Legacy's saying. All right, I got to take the Angels at this increased price. So at plus 1.5 at minus $1.25. This line's gone up pretty high. Toronto's on a roll right now. And yeah, they've taken care of this series, but I'm not going to buy into this at close to $2 today. Going to take the Angels out of principle here a little bit, just a price play. Next up, deep breath here with a there we go here with the Brewers taking on the Marlins. Brandon Woodruff, here pitching in this one. He's up against Eduardo Cabrera. So we do have a Woodruff sighting here today, and let's get the latest on Brandon Woodruff as he makes his return here from injury to get the start. So pretty good news here. Pardon me. Pretty good news here for sure for Woodruff as he makes his first appearance of the season. He's been on the injured list here for quite a while. So good news overall for the Brewers. Just what they need. I mean, look, to me, I don't know. A lot of these pitchers have, aces on their staff. High-ranked pitchers or whatever, but I don't know if any team actually, even the Dodgers, I say that, even though the Dodgers, we know that they're kind of beat up in their pitching. It's just that they have so many pitchers that come along. I am going to make a controversial statement. I think the Milwaukee Brewers have the deepest pitching. The deepest starting pitching, right? I mean, the guys that can throw out there and give you solid starts. I don't know if they're the best, but I think that they have more than the rest of the teams. It feels like here. Remember what we said when they traded, from the deals that they made a little bit too. They're dealing, it feels like, from a position of strength. So Woodruff had a shoulder surgery. Not arm surgery. I don't know if that. I mean, that's just as concerning, I would guess. But he has not pitched here since September of 2023, I believe, is what they were saying. So pretty good here to get back on the mound, and that feels really good for him here. He's been in the rehab. I mean, we know he's been parts of those Brewers winning teams as well. So just good to have Woodruff back. We'll see how he does today here against Miami. I believe he's a road favorite. Let me get the line here. in this one. Currently, Milwaukee, $1. Not by much. It's not $1.25 anymore. I gotta call it about $1.15. And the total looks like it's about 8 flat. So he's a competitor. I mean, there's no doubt. I think Woodruff will go out there and be pretty solid. And when you're rehabbing from a shoulder injury, you're going to have a little bit of limitations, I would guess, there for how long you could go. But I would also think that, hey, he's an established starter. And if, he's going to get out there and he's healthy with rehab starts, he could go certainly 4 or 5 innings, I would imagine, or however long they're comfortable with it. So he's up here against Eduardo Cabrera. 3-2 with a 3.41 ERA, 1.27 WHIP, 231 batting average against, and a 290 BABIP. And Cabrera's got a pretty okay numbers here for sure. And we know the Brewers are the better team, but Miami's hanging in there at 40 and 47 here. We weren't expecting much more than that from this team this year. So Brewers here come in having a pretty good run of it right now, but so has Miami. The Brewers have won 10 of their last 15 games overall coming into this one. They've actually lost 7 of their last 10 games overall to Miami, including yesterday's game, right? So now you have Milwaukee here, yes, as a road favorite, but Miami was playing a little small ball there yesterday and keeping Milwaukee on their toes. Miami was having a lot of overs, but right now they've gone under in 9 of their last 10 games at home coming into this one. Let's see what you have in this game. Interesting matchup, certainly, with the return here of Woodruff. And I'm going to go right to the chat here in this one and see what you have. Here we go with Marlins first 5 for Cash Kane. NYC Bar likes the Marlins on the money line. Law Dog likes the Brewers here. Lando says Woodruff. You know what Woodruff gives you, right? Just a solid, consistent outing. He's not going to overpower necessarily here, but maybe a tough ask. I know the Sharps are probably going to be on Miami here. I kind of want to be there myself. All right. Yeah, I'll probably just do that. Marlins money line here for 9 Legacy. There's a lot of Marlins support in the chat here today, and I'm going to take them. Give me the Marlins in this one over Milwaukee. I'll take Miami over Woodruff. Good story. Want him to do well. Robert's on the under here. I don't know if I can disagree with that. Like I said, Milwaukee, a definitely good, solid rotation here, and now we got another pitcher to add to the rotation. Miami first 5 here for Jeff Matthews. It says Brewers have the Dodgers on deck. You don't want, right, Jeff? You don't want to be looking ahead to the Dodgers if you can't even beat the Marlins, right? So that becomes a distraction. Hey, Pavlyuchenkova got it done in that first set for me, the controversial first set. All right, I'll take Miami. Next up is the Tigers taking on the Guardians here, and you've got Tariq Skubal on the mound here, and well, what can you say with Skubal? He's got a 10-2 record right now, a 2.15 ERA. The Tigers are 13-4 with Skubal on the mound. Hey, they're underway in the British Grand Prix over here. We're in the formation lap and ready to go at the British Grand Prix. Legendary locale here. And I know you saw you guys with some plays in this one. We know some teams are having no answers right now at this point. But anyways, to have this race at Silverstone just incredible. You think about it, right? A track that basically hosted a race 75 years ago, still able to host these incredible machines. Okay, for Scooble here, 2.277 the Babbitt. For Gavin Williams, 17 starts, 3.86 ERA, 1.46 WHIP, 238 batting average against here for Williams. Look, I think these are an okay spot considering the widely reported steam did come in on the Guardians. But still, this 220 does feel like the accurate price. Now, the total has moved lower for sure on some more widely reported steam. In fact, it's probably closer to 7.5 under than it is on the over here in this one. So let's see, though, what you have here with Detroit. I mean, they're cruising along here, 22 games over 500 right now, but Cleveland just not getting going here now all of a sudden with these central teams kind of dropping off and, falling to these Tigers. The Tigers right now during this great run once again that they're on, they've won 5 of their last 7 games overall, although Cleveland has given them a little bit of business here, although Detroit has won 4 of the last 6 games overall between the two teams here in Cleveland. For Cleveland right now, they have, they're on a bit of a losing streak. Let's just call it like it is right now. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone under. Cleveland's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games overall. Coming into this one, still pretty big number here with Scooble at minus 220. Let's see how you guys want to play it. Feels, look, Scooble's great. Tigers offense, hey, they're very good. We know that. And Cleveland, what can you say? It's starting to be a disappointment. You guys were talking earlier about some of the offensive struggles that Cleveland is having, and especially, right, the left-handed pitching, it just hasn't worked out. That's really been Cleveland's bugaboo. I believe they have a league worst record here. 7-11 against left-handed pitching so far for Cleveland. That might not quite be as bad as Minnesota's 4-11 record, but nonetheless, one of the worst teams against left-handed. Pardon me. Ooh. Okay, let's see if we can get more of these plays in here. Tigers run line, lean to the under for NYC Bar. Detroit, first 5 for Tony. Teresa, good morning. Nice to see you, Teresa. She's on Miami money line back there. Hope I didn't miss some of those plays on the other games. And let's see here. Detroit run line for Teresa today. And she says also Arizona is her single most pick of the day. I think I'm trying to read my Spanish. Should be better than that. Teresa likes Boston on the money line as well. Thanks, Teresa, for all the plays here that you're giving us today. Baltimore run line, Phillies run line in there as well. And I think she was getting frustrated with the autocorrect there. And Lando says Cleveland first 5, team total under with the Detroit money line. All right. Well, I've got to take Detroit on the run line. Like I said, I mean, okay, you guys. I would say that, hey, if it was against a right-handed pitcher, maybe I could reconsider it. Watch the action there. We already got a yellow flag here. And the virtual safety car. That means fake safety car. Thank you, Teresa, for all that. I'll go ahead and take Detroit on the run line. Might be a little bit square, but hey, you can't ignore some of these numbers. Cleveland's bats right now struggling. You got a superstar pitcher in there right now, no doubt about it. So I'll try Detroit. Might be a little bit square in this one, but I'm going to do it. Okay, next up is the Yankees on the road against the Mets. And, well, you do have maybe a little bit of a pitching mismatch. Now, I believe the Mets actually are listing a different pitcher here in Davinsky, but nonetheless, it does feel like the Mets are kind of falling a little bit short today as far as an established starting pitcher. This is an opener, I believe, for the most part, for Waddell. And you're going up against Max Fried. Now, actually, Fried is down here now to minus $2 or so. The move actually came in on the Mets, making it almost a little bit palatable here for the Yankees today. And the total is 9 under 15. So let's see here another situation where you have a established strong pitcher. Kind of similar to the last game, right? You got Fried here, 10-2 with a 2.13 ERA, 201 batting average against. Great numbers for Max. Going up against an opener here for the Mets, and hey, the Mets are still they got a better record than the Yankees here at this point, right? But still a little bit of a weird mismatch. Yankees are, you ain't making any money betting on the Yankees. That's for sure. The Yankees now are down to 18 and a half units they've cost you here so far this season. It's been bad. But, this series itself does feel like, with the Mets getting the win yesterday, Montas was able to beat Rodon. All right, let's see what you got. But that was, that's just the way it's going right now for the Yankees, right? They just can't seem to find a way to win, even when it looks like they have a matchup advantage there. I mean, Montas was in the game. There was 7-2, 7-4. They didn't even need to worry about it. Just have Frankie out there tossing the ball. Yankees come in here with a losing streak right now, and you wonder when it's going to end. They've also lost 7 of their last 9 games to the Mets here overall, but hey, they have the stopper here that they need in Fried. It is down to $2, but boy, can you really trust them right now once you get past Fried? Can the Mets do it with this Yankees, and the Yankees, can they produce enough runs here against patchwork pitching here today? It feels like for the Mets, they'll be going with more of a bullpen style game. It feels like. All right, I'll go to the chat though and help me out here. See what we can do. The Mets have lost 14 of their last 21 games as well, but they've won 4 of their last 5. They've also won 6 of their last 7 at home, so they've kind of put that losing streak behind them a little bit. Mets have gone over in 7 of their last 8 games coming in. Yankees have gone over in 5 straight after that long stretch of unders that they had. All of a sudden, a bunch of overs coming in. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams here at City have gone over. Let's go to the chat in this one. Battle of New York wrapping up here. And see how we're going to cash with NYC Bar. Likes the Mets on the run line. Tony says under in this one. Lando says Yankees first 5, team total over. And also Judge for an RBI. Robert likes the under here in this one with the Mets and the Yanks. Could this be the one the Yankees finally find it here? Oh man, I kind of want to take them, but I don't know. I feel like Fried as a stopper might be able to do it, but man, on such a big favorite here, even on the run line. Man, Mets on the run line plus 1.5 at plus 100 seems even more logical, despite. All right, Judge for a home run, says Law Dog. Boy. All right, I'm going to have to try to grab the Mets here, despite.
Final.
I'll grab them on the run line at plus 1.5 at even money here. I know this should be the spot that Fried can calm this and get the win here. But all he has to do is win it, right? I mean, look, they're a run line favorite here for sure with this minus 1.5 spread today at minus $1.20 or so. So I'll just take the even money with the Mets today, and Yankees continuing to struggle. All right, I'm sure they'll be fine with Fried starting, and they can stay in the game all the way. But here we go with the Rays taking on the Twins with good pitching matchup here. This feels like maybe the pitching matchup of the day. Because we can't trust Burns or anything like that. So you got two good pitchers here, Rasmussen for the Rays, and for the Twins, you got Joe Ryan. Rasmussen, a 2.78 ERA, a 1.99 WHIP, 212 batting average against, and a 246 BABIP. For Joe Ryan, he's 8-4 with a 2.75 ERA, 0.87 WHIP, 188 batting average against. Ryan. Some of the best numbers in the league here right now. These two pitchers are a combined 5-23 to the under so far this season. We know they are under teams, but with these pitchers, it's even more dramatic with the total here possibly to go under. And look, is it really 9.5? I think it's gone down to 8.5, 9 there. No, I'm sorry, you guys. Yeah, let me fix this. Another one where I have the game all wrong here. I got a little lazy, I think. The Twins are minus $1.15. The total is about 8. Doesn't matter. I'm still going under. Just a typo. I'm not going under because I have the number there and advantageous. I just got to go under with these two outstanding pitchers right now. And, you could say what you – now the Twins – ironically enough, right, I mentioned it yesterday. I said, oh, look at the Twins. They're not the greatest offense in the league, but they have 6 walk-off wins so far this season, tied for the league lead. Well, now they're the league leader in walk-off wins after yesterday with their 7th walk-off win of the season for Minnesota. These guys are clutch. Give them that. They were able to get it done there over Tampa, 6-5 there yesterday. So they have been clutch, no doubt about it. And I don't know, hopefully, hey, check me out over on the Cover the Spread channel. I previewed this game, but I'll take the under here in this one today. We'll go to the chat and see how you guys have it. Here's Gorky. He likes Noskova over Anisimova today. Gorky. All right, he's got Noskova. He's also got the Rangers on the money line. Lando says, look at this. They lose to the NL East after a loss. They lose and they're like, we got to play the NL East again. We hate these guys. Mets, Phillies, right? We just don't like these guys in this division. Tony says Rays, Twins, first 5 under. Hello to Tex there. Gorky likes Mexico to win in regulation today. He says no penalty kicks, please, in the game tonight. Remember, in the CONCACAF Gold Cup, they don't play the extra time. They just go right to penalty kicks if there's a deal there. Gorky says, take the Elks over today. The Elks in action against Ottawa today in a matchup of struggling CFL teams. Hello to SF Niner today. Lando's going to go with the Rays. He says they've won 8 of the last 9 day games off of a loss. All right. I'm going to take the under with Tampa Bay and Minnesota. Great pitching matchup to the starters today. Next up, well, we've got the White Sox. Now, the White Sox got one of those, Mikey trend, one of these SDQL super duper trends, right? Coming into this game, but they're 2-20 when coming off of a win or something. I'm trying to remember what it is, but I think 2-20 in day games and coming off a win, something like that. Something where I don't necessarily want to disqualify it, but I'll tell you what. I understand. Okay, you want to maybe pounce on a 2-20 trend but it's almost close to their regular winning percentage. Well, maybe not quite, but I don't know. Well, anyways, for Shane Smith here, he comes in with a 3-6 record, 3.86 ERA. He's the White Sox are 4-12 with Smith on the mound. Still, his numbers seem pretty solid, just not great run support. For Dolander here, he's 2-9 with a 6.65 ERA, 270 batting average against. Want to mention here real quick, you guys, I mentioned that game just moments ago. They just sent the steam, and it's on Minnesota right now. I adjusted the line for my typo there, but Minnesota just got steamed, and all of a sudden they're up north of $1.30 here at a few locations. So maybe Ryan is the side there because the Twins, maybe the Sharps are watching the show and they didn't know that the Twins keep winning on walk-off hits right now. The hottest team in the league, back-to-back walk-off. Is it 2 in a row for sure? But was it 3 in a row? No, I don't think so. I don't think it was, but maybe it was here. But the Twins have been hot. Okay, a Dolander here, 1.5 WHIP, 270 batting average against, the 6.6 ERA coming in, and the White Sox, right? We know. Look, this was we had a lot of jokes about it. This is the series of the weekend with the Rockies and the White Sox. We had a lot of fun with it, but as it comes down to it, maybe the White Sox are just. Maybe they are a little bit better. I mean, they've come in here and won the games on the road a little bit convincingly, and they probably have the better pitcher here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and try them here. In fact, I'm showing the White Sox are actually the slight favorite now at $1.15 or so. Better bump it up. And right now, 115 in the total. Yeah, it's about 11 here. Maybe it's gone down just a tad. I'll take the White Sox here today to keep it rolling against those Rockies right now. You think of the two worst teams in the league maybe with the White Sox have 10 more wins than the Rockies. I mean, it's a little bit of so maybe when you find someone you can beat, and you take advantage. You guys have maybe a few plays on our big series here this weekend. All right, let's see here. SF Niner needs Mexico tonight. Law Dog likes a Nerfy here. Rays run line for NYC Bar. Gorky's got a parlay, it looks like. Phillies and Dodgers money line. NYC Bar goes under here in this one. Lando says, got to try the Rockies in one of these. Roberts on the White Sox again. SF Niners going for the sweep. Gorky likes ADM in his match tomorrow. Maybe Gorky can't make it there tomorrow. Tony says Rockies plus 1.5 at even. And Tex, I think, has already clinched the series, right, with the White Sox. All right, I'll take him. I'll take the White Sox. I mean, if Tex is on them, let's do it. All right, next up, we've got Pittsburgh taking on Seattle. And look at it. Oh, man, I just said that we just saw the pitching matchup of the day with Rasmussen and Ryan. We've got our Sunday pitching matchups for sure. Now, they've got to cut Kirby a little slack. He's not going to be in the pitching matchups because his numbers just aren't there yet. They should be, but he hasn't quite gotten it going. Let's wonder if Kirby can get it going here. And Bablich and Koba, it looks like, come on, let's go. For Skeens here, 2.03 ERA, 182 batting average against, a .91 whip. Still, Skeens just 4-7. The Pirates are 500 with Skeens. So give him a little credit for this, right? We say, Skeens doesn't get the run support. So, yeah, he's got a sub 500 record. But Pirates have come back to win some of those games, right? If you think about it, they're kind of like 5-2 in the games where Skeens kind of keeps them in it. Mariners have won the first two of the series, though, here right now. And you got Kirby, 2-4, 4.85 ERA, but 1.17 whip. I think the numbers will be there. He does have his walks down to 5% right now. So we're starting to get what we know we can get from Kirby. Maybe hasn't quite gotten there yet, but does feel like we're in another situation where you got Skeens up against a quality pitcher from the other team, whether you not think Kirby's a top level pitcher or not. I think, we can argue that, yeah, Kirby, when he's going good, he's certainly one of the finer pitchers in the league anyway. So is it another situation where the Pirates are just going to get caught in another low scoring game? Skeens is out of there, and then they end up, not winning the game. Here you're getting a team, Seattle's going to be able to stay in this game, I would think, with Kirby here. In fact, Kirby is the favorite now. Let me adjust that one. He's probably more like $1.15 now. And the total is still 6.5. Yeah. And in fact, it's now 6.5 under favored. So this is one of the lowest totals of the season here right now for sure. And don't forget, it was just 1-0 yesterday, right? I think these two teams. What was the other score? Was it 1-0 in both games so far? No, it wasn't that. But still, boy, this one has a chance of also being one of those games. It feels like right now. All right, let me look at it though. What was the score of the first? Wasn't that crazy, was it? Oh, it was a shutout. That's what it was, 6-0. In fact, in this series, in Pittsburgh, when they did that incredible job against St. Louis, right, recording those consecutive shutouts, then they lost. That's got to be some kind of record. You win all those 3 games by shutout and then lose your next 2. The losing team in Pittsburgh games scores 0 in the last 5 games. Okay. Anyway, I'm taking Seattle in this one for sure. Hey, love Skeens, but these are the ones, it feels like, aren't these the ones that he always ends up kind of losing, where the other team can kind of, hang around or be in the game, and then the bullpen comes in, and then boom. All right, here we go. We've got NYC Bar. Pittsburgh lean to the under. Tony says, you know what? Get a little too cute with this total. You got to go over, says Tony. SF Niner likes another sweep. NYC Bar wants to play. I'm going Mariners. Tony's on the Mariners. Yeah, and right, SF Niner, it's not really a fade of Skeens, right? It's just a fade of the Pirates with Skeens, right, is what it feels like. We know he's going to be, go out there and, yeah, some games he gives up, quick 1-2 runs or whatever and puts himself a little bit behind the 8 ball. But it's not like he's going to go out there and then give up 8 runs in 2 innings. He's going to go 5, 6 innings, 7, whatever it takes. It's just that will Pittsburgh score enough, and then will there be a situation where Seattle is in the game and ready to strike? Jim said it was 6-0. He was helping me out there. Gorky says it was 5 straight shutouts that they've played in here. And Andrew says that baseball is on pace for the most shutouts. Remember when Bob Gibson went through that incredible season and forced them to change the height of the mound because they thought Bob Gibson was getting too much an advantage with the, I want to say, was it at the time it was 18 and then lowered to 16? I don't remember. I was born in 1968, Andrew. What do you? All right. Lando is on Seattle money line there. Jermaine says Mariners money line. The move was on him. Hey, some steam coming in right now. Let's pass it along to you. It's on the Reds in their game against the Phillies. The Reds were a $2 favorite, but hey, they're going to go down here a little bit to probably plus $1.90, maybe even plus $1.80. The Reds are taking the steam in that game against the Phillies with Burns. Burns got to be better than last time, doesn't he? Robert likes the over. Tremaine's chasing some steam. Andrew says, right? I mean, Skeens ain't going to give it up, but can they get the offense? Irish King says, this one you can trust him in there a little bit. All right, SF Niner says, thank you, SF Niner. Great job with the picks today. Always great to have you stopping by. We'll be out for football season before you know it. Hey, Nori won that first set over Yari. He's kind of taking the charge here early on. All right, Gorky likes the Wheeler and the Phillies there against Burns today. Jim says, or no, let's see. I think that's it from you guys in this one. Andrew says, yeah, Nori until this is what I hear you, Andrew. I just thought maybe Yari, maybe this is the one for Yari here, but we'll see. It didn't look good in that first set there. Okay, here we go with the Royals taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. And better fix that because we got news here. Look at this. What's going on with this game? You've got Lorenzen here against DeSclafani. DeSclafani's is that his son? Is that DeSclafani's son pitching? No, but it's been a while for Andrew DeSclafani, but he's back today he's for the Diamondbacks here as DeSclafani returns. Man, how old is he? It's been a while for DeSclafani here with the Diamondbacks. Now, he has appeared in a few games here, I believe, so far this season. What happened was he was with the Yankees, and look, they just did him a solid. They weren't going to – I don't think he was going to make it to the Yankees this year. I think he was pitching at SWB, and I think they just gave him his outright release. So he was able to sign with Arizona a couple of weeks ago, and was I don't know if he had a minor league starts here for Arizona. I know he was pitching in the minors there a little bit for the Yankees trying to get back to the major leagues. So DeSclafani here is back, and he's with Arizona now. I don't know if that's good or bad, quite frankly, but Arizona was having some issues here a little bit with their pitching, and hey, DeSclafani's been around the block, right? We know that it's just a matter of will he be healthy. He's made plenty of money in the major leagues, but his career kind of fizzled a little bit. He had ankle injuries. He had a elbow issue as well. So he hasn't appeared in a major league game here. Well, he's had a couple of appearances now, but we'll see. He hasn't started a major league game, I should say, is what it is in a couple of years, I think, right now. So Yankees just didn't have room for him, I guess, with all those guys, even with Clark Schmidt. Maybe they will now. Clark Schmidt, that was bad news. Clark Schmidt's done. that was maybe they could have had him back. But look, the Diamondbacks haven't. They've lost Burns now, and with these guys, where he would fit in. I mean, Merrill Kelly's been good. Nelson just looked good, but with Fott, he doesn't looking good. Zach Gallen, we know, hasn't looked good as well. So we'll see here for DeSclafani how it goes today. And
Final.
He's a favorite. I don't know. That sounds shaky to me. He's $1.45, even $1.50, and the total 9.5 under. Now the Royals are having their own set of issues here right now, but Lorenzen 4.95 ERA, 4-8 record. Interestingly, another one of those guys. He's 4-8, but the Royals are 9-8 with Lorenzen on the mound, so they have rallied in a few of his starts here right now. And here we go to the chat a little bit here with you guys. And Gorky's ready for the Noskova match. John Chow says, did the Twins get steamed and the Reds today? No, the total under got steamed there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, the Twins got steamed. Yeah, the Twins just now, right? Yes. And as far as the Reds are concerned, they also took the steam, yes. All right, Gorky's laughing. Gorky's laughing because DeSclafani's pitching, I think. And I don't know, maybe Lando's laughing too. Here's NYC Bar on the under. Tony says you got to go over here, don't you, with these two? And I think Irish King, Arizona first 5 here. Lando says take Marte to homer here in this one. All right. I got to take the Royals here. Let me see one first with DeSclafani right now. I'm going to say the Royals have just as good of a pitcher in there right now. Let's see what happens today. Next up, the Astros are taking on the Dodgers. And how about the Astros right now? Looking good. They're ready for their run to the top here of the division. And way they're playing great ball. And we're able to knock off the Dodgers there yesterday. The runs came a little bit early there off of the Ohtani and the Dodgers pitching, and you have Gordon here, 3-1 with a 4.37 ERA. Astros are 7-2 with the Gordon, the rookie, on the mound. He does have a 3.02 batting average against and a 3.43 BABIP. He's up against Emmett Sheehan of the Dodgers, and here they are, Dodgers $1.90. The teams have virtually identical records. The Dodgers are a game and a half better than the Astros, but both lingering here about 55 wins or so. Dodgers 56-34, the Astros 54-35. Actually, I think didn't they make a pitching move here today? Or let me see. Let me get the pitching straight though. Maybe you guys are already telling me in the chat what's going on because I think we have. Let me see what's going on here with the Astros today. Did they make it? It says Augusto here right now, but just kind of, it looks like they've moved to Gusto today. So maybe that is a little bit, or I don't know, who is the better pitcher between. I think Gordon long-term, right, is better, but Gusto has done just fine as well here, it feels like a little bit. So maybe a little bit shaky. The steam came in on the Dodgers. Let me fix it here. I'm going to go with the Gusto of the Pabst Blue Ribbon. And Dodgers here, $1.90 90 and 9/20. That's definitely going to be the line. So the steam came in on the Dodgers, and steam also came in on the over here in this one. All right. Let's see here, man. Emmett Sheehan here, 2.25 ERA, 0.75 WHIP. He had the one start. I mean, I'm going to really read the stats off here too much in this one, but Sheehan is expected, of course, to bring more immediate stability to this Dodgers rotation that has had, certainly a lot of injuries. But Sheehan's back a little bit. Dodgers here come in having, what can you say? They've actually been pretty strong here, 10-4 at home, last 14, 9-3 straight up in the last 12. Houston's won 5 of the last 6 games between the two teams right now. Also, 5 of the last 7 between the teams have gone over. Houston's gone over in 5 of their last 7 games overall. So let's see what you have here in this one with Houston and the Dodgers today. And we've got here Dodgers run line for 9 legacy. And Gorky says, you got to take the Dodgers here. Gordon lost his spot to Gusto, I think is what he's saying. Tony says, go under in this one. Gorky said it'll be a bullpen day, I think, for the Astros there with Gusto. Although we know Gusto can go a little bit deeper than a typical opener, right? Although Gorky says that Gusto is an opener here. He's got Gusto as the opener there in the game for Gordon. Okay, gotcha. Thank you, Gorky. Appreciate that. That'll be Gordon's first non-start. So that's why it certainly catches me by surprise.
Play.
Seen some Yankees are making a few roster moves here today. Okay, NYC Bar says you got Dodgers on the bounce back game here. Lando says Walker for a home run. And let's see here. Dougie says he's got the Cubs as his play of the day. And look at this. Ken Mizrahi here today. Nice to have a chat room legend like Kenny in here. He says, take the Astros. Go for the gusto of Pabst Blue Ribbon. All right. Hey, look at this price. How could I not want to consider Houston here again? I mean, can't tell me that, like I said, I mean, this is an even matchup. Houston, look, Gusto's been out there plenty of times. Give me the Astros here on the run line at minus $1.25. Now, next up, it's the Cardinals on the road here as we see Pavlyuchenkova wins. I win my Tony's Picks high roller play there as Sonny Katal loses to Pavlyuchenkova here. Great job by Pavlyuchenkova. All right, you got Betty. You got Betty, Betty and Boyd here in this one. And look, like I said, if you got the total in the Cubs game one day is 11, and the next day it's 7.5, the wind has changed direction. And that's going to make it better for these pitchers today. For St. Louis and Fetty, 4.56 ERA, 1.4 whip, 258 batting average against. Fetty is the Cards are 5-12 with Fetty on the mound for Matt Boyd here, 8-3. He's kind of opposite of what we're saying with some of those other pitchers. He is actually just 9-8 when he starts. The Cubs are 9-8, but Boyd is 8-3. So what that says about Boyd is he gets you out there to good starts, and then sometimes the Cubs blow it. But
Final.
Boyd has a 2.65 ERA and 1.08 WHIP. He's pretty solid, actually, very solid. Boyd's been good. We know that. And this price right now is a little bit higher than the. No, I'll go with $2 total, 7.5. But it is now shaded to the under for sure in this game. There we go. And look, when you got a high total, it's going high. When you got a low total, it's going low. But still, these two teams are kind of over teams for the most part this season. Now, for the Cardinals coming in here, we talked about some of these teams and how they perform right against left-handers. But the Cards are just fine against these left-handers. But man, Betty. Man, his numbers aren't great. Let's see what you guys have here. I'll let you guys chime in, then I'll go with my pick here because I probably want to go to the total in this one. Cubs have gone over in 11 of their last 16. They've gone over in 7 of their last 9 at home. 10 of the last 13 games between these two teams have gone over. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams in Wrigley have gone over, but the Cards have gone under in 7 of their last 10 games. Cardinals have dropped 4 of their last 5 on the road. I got to go under in this one with the Cardinals and the Cubs today. Give me the under with Fetty and Boyd. Here come the picks from the chat. We've got Tony says Cubs first 5 and full game. Irish King says Cubs first 5 and team total over. Dougie likes Boyd to have a great game. NYC Bar, Cubs money line and lean to the over. We're almost out of games here right now. And next up, it's the Rangers and the Padres. You've got a lighter here going for Texas and Hart for the Padres here. Padres about $1.30 or so, and the total, that's 8.5. There we go. Rangers got the win yesterday, much to my chagrin. Padres kind of let them back in the game there a little bit, and Texas ends up getting the win there pretty convincingly. Actually, I have some concerns about this game today. In fact, is Hart the starter or is it Waldron? I don't even know if the Padres know. They might need it. They might have an opener today here as well. For Leiter, he's 4-5 with a 4.29 ERA, 227 batting average against. Like I said, Padres might be piecing it together. I think it'll probably be Waldron, the knuckle. Oh, no, it's Hart. It's Hart. Waldron got sent back. I think Waldron got actually demoted to the minor league. I should know. This is my team, and I don't even know what's going on today with these guys pretty much. So, Hart's been up here. Hart's been up before, but he is pretty much stopgap. It feels like here a little bit as the Padres try to figure out what they'll be doing today on the mound here. Rangers right now have won 9 of their last 13 games here on the road, although it's been pretty much a disaster when playing in San Diego. They've lost 7 of the last 8. They won yesterday. That's when they won. Padres here have lost 4 of their last 6 games, although they've won 5 of their last 7 games at home here right now. Padres have actually won 14 of the last 16 games between these two teams. That's been all Padres kind of dominant when taking on Texas here. So, but we'll see today with the Padres probably juggling the pitching a little bit here. I don't trust the Padres necessarily in this one. I'm going to come back with the Rangers today. Give me Texas in this one over my Padres. And we'll get the plays from you guys in the chat here in this one. Ken Mizrahi says took the Cubs on the run line there, it looks like. Lando took over, and he's got Crow Armstrong for a couple of bases. Let's see here. Gorky says he's got the Braves and the Phillies on the money line, a little parlay there, it looks like. And he says this one's the Sunday night baseball. I don't know which is. I think they're doing a double header today, I think, on Sunday night baseball, right? Or I don't know what. I think they're going with. I was trying to figure it out because times are all messed up. I didn't even look to see which was the Sunday night game. Because it usually starts at 7 Eastern and 4 Pacific, and there isn't that one today. So what is the Sunday night game, Gorky? Says there are 2 of them. Okay. What's up with that, I wonder? I mean, did they mess up? They should always have 2 during baseball season before it gets to football, right? Gorky's on the Rangers money line. Tony says go over in the Padres and Rangers today. And NYC Bar says, what did you do back there in the Cubs game with the Cubs and the Cardinals? You know what I did in that one? I went with the under with Betty and Boyd. All right. And Texas for Orlando. Good morning to Saturated in the chat. Great to have Saturated stopping by. NYC Bar says still can take the Padres on the money line here, despite patchwork pitching today against Texas. All right. I guess that's I got one more. Of course, we have one more. It's the Giants and the Athletics. Now, this isn't part of the Sunday night. I think, it's going to be warm there in north central California. So play this one maybe at night. Remember, they used to play the Rangers games at night, kind of too, before when they played back in the outdoor stadium. Even though it was the ESPN window, they made a special exemption for the Rangers because it got so hot. All right, for the Giants here and Birdsong up against Jacob Lopez here, and it is the Giants favored at home here. I mean, the A's favored at home here, $1.15, the total 10 in this one with Lopez on the mound going up against Birdsong. For Birdsong here, he comes in with a 4.3 ERA, 1.4 whip, 244 batting average against, a 289 BABIP. For Lopez here, 5, 2 and 4, 3.88 ERA, 1.33 whip, 244 batting average against as well. Feels like an even matchup almost, despite the fact that the Giants are 10 or 11 games better in the standings coming into this one. So let's see what you have here with these two today. Could the A's take it down against that Giants offense? Here we go. Good night, Munchies here. Jermaine says, give me Chapman for a hit. And NYC Bar likes the under in this one. I got to go with the A's. Give me the A's. To wrap up the baseball section here today. That's it. Thank you, gang. That's it for the major leagues. All right, let's go to the WNBA. We got 3 games on tap here today, so I'm ready to go with these matchups and talk about them a little bit with a few picks here and there. Let's go first to Storm and Liberty. Got the Liberty favored in this one by 5.5, and the total here 167.5. It's gone down here a little bit today. It was 166, went all the way up to 168.5, and now we're back down to 167.5. What gives here? New York's lost 2 of their last 3 games coming into this one. Meanwhile, Seattle's won 2 of their last 3. The Storm are 5-1 against the spread as an underdog. This season, they're 11-7 straight up. The Liberty are 12-5 straight up. Now, for the Liberty here, still maybe some injuries right now with Jones having been battling that ankle injury. The Liberty are 1-9 against the spread in their last 10 games overall. Seattle's 5-1 to the over as an underdog. These teams met on June 22nd. Seattle won and covered at home, 89-79 as a 4-point favorite over the Liberty in that one. So let's see here what you guys have in this one, if anything. This is the CBS nationally televised game at 1 Eastern and 10 Pacific. Lando likes the A's. NYC Bar likes the Liberty here. I'm with NYC Bar. I'm going to go with the Liberty. I think Seattle has had some vulnerabilities on the road. Look, they've done a nice job to keep their record up here at 11-7. But the Liberty have been in a pretty bad funk. Yes, they're 12-5. Their spread record is bad, but I think this might be the spot. And the spread coming down at least low enough here. Yes, Seattle's been good. And Tony Cobbs likes the over in this one. All right. Tony says, let's go, Seattle. All right, next up, the Aces are taking on the Sun here in this one. And you have the Aces, a massive favorite. In fact, they're up to 17.5-point favorite. Here's the thing. The Aces are playing with no motivation. They just do not seem interested for whatever reason. I don't even think the motivation of their struggles right now, of their 8-9 record, are enough to beat this Sun team even by 20 points. The Sun are awful. In fact, Tina Charles is questionable. Jaylen Brown, I believe she is out of this game. I mean, look at the injuries here. We know Mabry's been out a while as well, but the Aces just have no motivation. They have reached their peak of team success. They need changes. Maybe they even need to get rid of a coach here right now. She's frustrated. She's calling out the players multiple times that they look disinterested. They're not even trying out there. So we'll see what happens long term. Just want to mention there was some steam that just came in a few moments ago. The Reds and the Phillies game over took some steam. So we saw that 8.5, but I believe right now that the Burns-Wheeler game has gone up here, and we are seeing 9s across the board. In fact, some of the books have moved it to 9 over today in that matchup with Burns and Wheeler. Wow. Wheeler's going to get hit by the Reds? Come on, really? Okay, so for Las Vegas here, they have lost 2 of their last 3. They're 3-7 against the spread in their last 10. Connecticut, even though they're 2-15, they are 7-10 against the spread. That's not great, but it's better than 2-15. The first meeting was 85-59. Las Vegas covered 19 points at home. Connecticut's gone over in 5 of their 7 home games here, so they're on a losing streak right now, make no mistake. But like I said, for me, I'm looking at an Aces team that, are they that talented that they could just waltz on by a team by 20 points? It seems like they would be a team that would totally play down to their opposition. That's what I feel like. I'm taking I'm gonna take the under in this game. Give me the under here with Las Vegas and Connecticut. I might have a premium in this game. Hopefully you're on board with me. Get signed up at winnable.com. I think I just gave it away, actually. And, yeah, it might be exactly who you might not think it is. Did I say it right? Look, I'm trying to be an Aces fan. I've seen this team win a championship here. I kind of celebrated it. They're a joke right now. So why would they go out? Sure, they can still win this game. They could probably win it by 10. You think they're going to beat a team by 20? Like, oh, we're so angry. We're the Aces. They are an average team at best right now. We know that Connecticut here is pretty bad. All right. And let's see here. Tony says that's the hometown team, Connecticut. I think that's what she's saying there. Jeff says Wheeler's going to get shelled in that one. And Gorky's on the Giants on the run line today. All right, next one more here. We got the Sky taking on the Minnesota Lynx in this one. Wow, how about this? You've got the Lynx here favored by 14.5 points and the total 160. The Lynx are 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games. Chicago, though, they've won 2 of 3. Now, I did appear on a show on that WNBA show, and I got a little confused because of the players have returned back from the Euro baskets that Gorky told me about. But the FIBA Americas competition has not ended yet. And maybe the coach of the Sky, he may have also been confused because he said in a quote that he was expecting Cardoso back today, but he may have been mistaken as well because I believe that Brazil did win and now they're going to play in the championship game. So unless something has caused Cardoso to want she's out of this game. Now, Chicago is 6-4 against the spread their last 10 on the road. And not only that, Chicago's already beaten Minnesota this season, and they covered the other game as well. So Chicago's actually 2-0 against the spread this season against Minnesota. And I kind of want to take them here today to stay in the game against Minnesota today at 14.5 points. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the Sky here to stay in this one. I believe the Sky will be an improved team in the second half of the season. They've definitely underachieved. They've had definitely problems. But Reese is playing a much more complete game. She's playing really maybe the best ball of her career right now. So I'm going to go ahead and take Chicago. They covered the first 2 games, and I'm going to say this is more like maybe a single-digit win for the Lynx today. I'm going with Chicago. All right. Nine Legacy says the Aces are going to rock Connecticut today. They better. I mean, they're going to be embarrassed if they don't. All right. Tony says Chicago and Minnesota over and takes Chicago with the points. And Andrew's with me on the Sky. But he's drinking vodka there, looks like, with the Sky vodka.
Final.
All right, and that's it for the WNBA, I guess, here today. And boy, that's really almost it for the show, quite frankly. Now, there is some NBA Summer League action, and I plan on sending out, hey, we did pretty good on our opening night of Summer League here. We did send out our plays there, right? And we had we went 1-1, let's be fair. But we went 2-1 kind of here. Let me get it right. Let me get it right. The Summer League here in the NBA. We're not in the big Las Vegas Summer League yet, so let's just temper our enthusiasm. But I'm going to send out a couple more plays. We did have on the show yesterday Miami. We had them on this show. We had them on 3 different shows. We touted Miami to open the Summer League up with a cover, and they did. And we also had a premium pick on the under in that game, 176. So we got it right, but we did come in later with the over in the Philly-Utah game. That one stayed under after a pretty high-scoring first half. In fact, all 4 games went under in the Summer League yesterday. Keep that in mind. Today it is Lakers and Heat. Heat favored by 4, total 175. Bronny James did not play, so I don't know. I didn't look totally into it. Also, the Warriors are at home against the Spurs. Warriors are a 2.5 point favorite there, and the total is 173. All right, and let me see here. Let me see if I can't get these plays out to you here. All right. I think we're gonna go ahead and release. I think we're gonna go ahead and release these plays here on the show. Here, let me get a few more plays. The Washington Nationals are getting steamed right now in the game against the Boston Red Sox. We talked about it. Boston was as high as 275. Now Washington, they're about $2. They're about $2 here. I know there's going to be a larger spread, if you will, in that. But right now, man, they're down to 205 here at Bovada. So steam did come in on Washington. All right. NBA Summer League action here right now. I'm going to have a couple of picks for you. I'm going to take the Heat once again. I'm just going to put them on the show here. Not a premium rate. Give me the Heat. Minus 4.5 against the Lakers here in that first game. And then I'm going to take in game 2. I've got another play here. I'm taking the Warriors to win and cover 2.5 points against the Spurs. So give me the Heat and the Warriors today in the Summer League action here on Sunday. All right, there is one game. Let me get these plays here out there to you guys real quick. We've got Tony Wilson says Asia Wilson go over 36.5. Have a monster game there. Hello to Lovable Plays. Always great to have Lovable Plays in the chat. And I think that's it from you guys in the chat. That might be it for the show. Ottawa takes on Edmonton today in the CFL. I don't think I made a graphic for some reason. I'm sorry, you guys. Oh. Okay. I think I'm going to have a premium in that one, so let's just leave it at that. That one goes off at 7 Eastern and 4 Pacific today. Also, one MLS game, Columbus and Seattle, and USA and Mexico tonight. This will be a big feature, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. I'm going to send out, I think I'll have a premium this one. Nothing yet, but man, what a game tonight. At 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific Gold Cup Final, USA and Mexico. That's going to do it for the morning steam. Get more plays from me over at winnable.com/Ramon. All right. Thanks for joining me here on the morning steam. That'll do it. And for the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott.
Morning steam, it's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover. That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.